have you ever wondered the process your prescriptions go through before they are released to you? According to Joshua Murdoch, a pharmacist and graduate of the Doctor of Pharmacy program, to understand why there may be delays at your pharmacy, it is helpful to know your pharmacy's general workflow. I am a pharmacy technician at our local Hy-Vee, and there's many processes behind filling a prescription that might benefit you to know. Today I'm going to talk about the process, different jobs, and drugs. The first process behind filling any prescription is having it prescribed and sent over by a doctor, which it can either be sent over electronically or they'll give you a paper to hand to the pharmacist. After it's sent over by the doctor, the process begins. It's either put into inbound, reception, or central. Our central orders usually are shipped from a warehouse when we don't have enough to fill the drug in the prescription or in the pharmacy. Otherwise, from reception or inbound, it's put into data. If everything is good, the next process begins. As you'll observe, there are several checkpoints when filling a prescription. The next one is data entry. In data entry, the scripts are double checked and written. They can either be written by the amount of days, the quantity, the dosage, either by mouth or however it's going to be taken. The prescriber and the billing is also checked in data entry, and if there's any problems with any of that, it'll be sent back and we'll fix it in data. You could easily have two patients with the exact same name, according to an article in study.com by Sunday Moulton, who has a PhD in anthropology. This would be caught, things like the same name would be caught in data entry and wrong prescribers, wrong billing, all that stuff. After it's checked, the next process begins, which is pre-verification. Pre-verification is where the drugs are triple checked before filled. So we make sure that there's no problems. If there was a problem in data, we would catch it here, and then if there was a problem, we'd send it back to data. After everything is triple checked, we then send it to our product dispensing workflow step. This is where we print the labels and then we go find the drugs on the shelves, which they're all in alphabetical order. We also have a cabinet full of C2 drugs, which is like special drugs that you have to specifically check the dosage on to make sure that you're not giving too much or too less of it. Or we also have hazardous drugs, and these are drugs that need to be triple checked before we give out to our patients. So after we find the drugs, we can either count them electronically or we can count them manually, whichever we prefer. And then we put them into the right size vial, top it with a lid, and then put the label on the prescription. After this, there's 4 different totes that we can put it in. There's red, blue, green, or yellow. So with the blue totes, that just means that we bag it up and hang it on the shelf, and then they'll come in and pick it up or come through the drive-thru. With the green totes, that means it gets delivered through our delivery driver. Or with the red totes, that means someone came into the store and needed a prescription filled, so they're waiting, which means that we have to get it done as soon as possible. That's our first priority. The yellow containers are the C2 drugs, which is where we get from a special cabinet. And they have to go in the C2 tote to make sure that the pharmacist double checks after we send it up. So after we put it in the totes and send it forward, then it goes into the verification step. So the verification step is where everything gets looked at. The prescriber, the colored tote to make sure that it's correct, the quantity that we put in it, the name, dosage, how many days, all that. Everything gets checked in verification. After the verification step is complete, then they will put it on the counter, and there's many ways to pick up the drugs. You can either come through the drive-thru, in person, you can either wait or have it delivered. After it is sent through verification, it will be put into ready status, and when it's in ready status, it can either be hung up on the shelf in alphabetical order, or someone will come pick it up, or it'll go through the drive-thru. Overall, all these steps are put into place to provide a process that's safe and legal for both the customer and the pharmacist, according to Michael Chamberlain, a consultant in education in 2019. Knowing these stages will help understand the delays or why you might not be able to get a prescription filled when you go into the pharmacy. Next time it's taking a while when you go into your pharmacy, now you might have a better understanding of why it takes so long.